Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks and include any extraneous material on the subject of this special order.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is with great honor that I rise today to anchor this Congressional Black Caucus Special Order Hour. As we celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., whose national holiday was yesterday, who would have been 97 years old on January 15th. Mr. Speaker, 1 year ago today was Dr. King Day. It was also Inauguration Day. And as I sat in the rotunda watching the president take the oath of office, I couldn't help but ponder the final question that Dr. King pondered in the last year of his life. Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? Dr. King asked this question after the victory of the Civil Rights Act, after the victory of the Voting Rights Act. And he pondered, what should the Black community do with this extraordinary power, the power of the vote, when for the first time in American history, a government by, of, and for the people finally included Black Americans. He focused on addressing poverty. He focused on addressing discrimination. He focused on addressing war. I thought about another speech that he gave shortly before he died, called Remaining Awake Through a Great Revolution. Because before Inauguration Day, one of the architects of Project 2025, which has become the blueprint for the second Trump administration, said, this is the second American Revolution, which will be peaceful if the left allows it. And I thought about, what would Dr. King say today? His words remain relevant. Within hours of the president taking his oath of office, chaos was unleashed. We saw through an attack on diversity, equity, and inclusion over the past year, efforts to roll back the hard-won victories of the civil rights movement. We see at the Supreme Court right now a case that could gut what remains of the Voting Rights Act after the court gutted Section 5 and Section 4 effectively in the Shelby versus Holder case. We've seen Black and brown communities, including American citizens, living in terror as ICE agents show up on streets, door to door, in our courthouses, on the way to school, grabbing people and violating their due process rights. We've seen trade wars that make the cost of everything go up. We have seen a federal workforce, which was the doorway to the middle class for many Black Americans. We've seen a federal workforce, in the words of Russell Vogt, traumatized. We have seen the largest cuts to food assistance and health care coverage in American history. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Chaos has been unleashed. But Dr. King, in his time, while he fought chaos, he stayed focused on community. He stayed focused on building what he called the beloved community. I think the beloved community is best described as a community in which we care for one another, where we feed the hungry, where we care for the sick, where we house the homeless, And he focused on making sure that the promises upon which this country was founded ring true for every American. Before he died, he wondered if the dream that he talked about on the March on Washington had become a nightmare and was too far out of reach. But on the night before he died, he told us that he'd seen the promised land, that he wouldn't get there with us, but he still believed in the power of community and the power of the beloved community. And the Congressional Black Caucus today is carrying forward his work. We are his legacy. We are his legacy as we ensure that what he fought for, what John Lewis fought for, what millions of Americans fought for from the first day in 1619 when Africans were brought on this shore involuntarily, and from day one through acts of rebellion, resistance, and self-liberation, fought for an America that included them in we the people. We carry out that legacy. And we will fight the chaos every single day to ensure that his work continues. Whether it's expanding the right to vote, whether it's fighting unjust wars, whether it is working to eradicate poverty, whether it is standing up for the constitutional rights of every American. As the conscience of the Congress, we will continue that legacy. Mr. Speaker, it is now my pleasure to yield to our chairwoman, the Congresswoman from New York, Yvette Clarke.